So what about people like me, Indians living abroad? We are supposed to either return the money to and actually travel to India to exchange it, or we lose it. With me is RAHUL Joglekar from the BBC Asian Network. Is this really true? Do I have to jump on a plane? I mean, I'd love to jump on a plane, any excuse, but do I really have to do that?
Sadly, Geeta, that is true. And, I don't usually walk in with a lot of cash in studios, but here I am. I've got 5,000 rupees with me, all in 500 denomination notes, and which is about $70. Just a few days ago, this has now become worthless. And that's obviously because we know that these notes, along with 1,000 rupee notes, have gone out of circulation. This is a 50 rupee note that is still in circulation. But basically, the government has decided that unless you go and deposit this money in a bank account in India before the 30th of December, you can basically look at losing all your cash. And a lot of people who live abroad have actually been telling me a lot about this.
And a lot of people obviously travel, regularly to go and see family. You'll have some money with you as you go travel to any country. You've got some money that you bring back with you. Are we really supposed to lose the value of that money? I mean, lots of us have got rupees somewhere waiting for the next trip, haven't we? And are the Indian banks based here in the UK not able to take them?
Absolutely, Geeta. And, people traveling back and forth always keep a little bit of money with them, because in India, obviously, to get a taxi, to,
yes,
relatives often give you a little gifts.
Something.
Exactly. You always need a bit of money, especially in India. I've been speaking to a lot of Indian banks who are based here. And firstly, it's never been possible to just walk into a high street store and change your rupees for dollars or any other international currency to begin with. Indian banks have been saying that, listen, we don't, if you walk in with rupees, we can't help you out, because there is regulation around taking rupees out of the country in the first place. So it's
you're not supposed to take any.
You're not supposed to take any. I mean, there is, a
small amount.
There is a small amount, and officials at the High Commission were telling me that, there isn't clarity on that, but they have been speaking to India's central bank, that's the Reserve Bank of India, and something is being worked out. But at the moment, if you have a pile of cash like this one, you don't know what to do with it.
It's worthless, effectively. What about people, I mean, I don't, unfortunately or fortunately, I don't know. What about people who might have, bigger sums of cash?
Yeah, well,
what are they doing? Are they flying back to India?
Yeah, in fact, I just spoke to somebody, a prominent member of the NRI, or the non-resident Indian community, and he was actually telling me, because he wrote a letter, and possibly there's a petition coming that will go to the Indian High Commission, and he said that actually he knows a few people, and this is anecdotal, so, treat it with a pinch of salt, but he said that there are people who are actually getting on the plane with a bag full of Indian currency notes to go back to India and try and do something about this money.
So, that sounds complicated in all sorts of ways. But Rahul, it is
Geeta,
fascinating.
I don't imagine you have a sack full
Sadly
of...
not, sadly not, absolutely. Thanks very much, Rahul. Thank you.